Welcome back to Mindfully with Tunmise, the podcast. My name is Tunmise Oladapokuku. Last episode we had Uche here, and we were talking boundaries. And during that conversation, we touched on belonging, and we said, "Oh yeah, we should talk about belonging too." That would be our whole new episode. And so I did not let her go. Sat her down. We're going to do that now. All right. Oh well. Oh yeah. So, but before I get into belonging and everything that belonging is and the stories we're going to tell around belonging, let's see how I can wrap up, the conversation around boundaries. Of course, you can continue this conversation on all my social media handles, or you can send an email to info@blackimages.com. That's info@blackimages.com. And give us ideas on how we can make this better, these conversations better. If you have a story to tell, please hit up that mail to info@blackimages.com. Could be you sitting here where Uche is sitting, and you can have a conversation. So let's talk a bit about or round off the stories around boundaries. So there are some practical tips that can help you, help me even, understand how to create and build and maintain healthy boundaries. Self-awareness, of course, that means you have to start by understanding your own needs. We did mention that. Your values, know your limits and limitation, reflect on that, and just see yourself and watch yourself grow. Clear communication. Direct, clear communication. Be confident but not rude. Right, be confident but clear but not rude. Be assertive with expressing your boundaries. Use I statements to convey your feelings and needs without blaming or accusing others. Be consistent with these values and needs and limits that you're sharing with people. Be consistent with them. Okay, once you have set them, stick to it. People will learn to respect it. I must tell you, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable when you start because you are evolving. And you know how it is when you're breaking off from something? You're going to feel like you want to go back to your whole way to people pleasing at your own detriment. I hate prepositions. But, be consistent. You will get used to your own boundaries, and people also will begin to respect that. And, it's just going to stick. And practice self-care. So I'm speaking to you as I'm speaking to myself. The only self-care I know to do is to go for a run, lift, my hair, when I remember to do them. And probably a foot massage, because I run a lot. That's the only self-care, makeup and things, and then maybe coloring. So prioritize what you know to be your own idea of self-care. This will help you maintain some emotional resilience as you take care of yourself. And the most important thing, seek support. Your friends, seek support. Get a coach if you have to. Get a therapist if you have to. Get a counselor to help you navigate these boundary issues. You know why you need that kind of support? Because a coach, a counselor, a therapist is looking from the outside, a bird eye view, okay, and they can give you a mirror with which you can see yourself and help yourself evolve, so that you don't resent yourself and then resent the other people in the journey of building healthy boundaries. Welcome back, Uche.
Thank you. I can talk now.
Yes, you can.
But you said that I should.
Oh, yeah,
You shushed me.
Oh, yeah, you can talk now.
Thank you guys for having me. It's good to be back here again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening to us from. It's a beautiful day in the city of Lagos. And I'm here with Tunmise. I'm sounding very pro.
Yes,
God, I got this.
you got
And the show is still Mindfully with Tunmise.
The
Podcast. Gang.
Of course.
We're supposed to put a soundtrack too.
All right, this is from the background of the book Living Mindfully, A Journey to Being. Take me back to the book launch. Take me back. Oh, that was the party.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right. Okay, let's stop.
Wait, now let's say something. If you've not seen have they seen the video?
Well,
we have a video, right?
Oh, yes, I do have a video.
I mean, channel skip. Can we mention channel? God.
Channel skip. Go ahead.
I should go
Yes,
because you have to be correcting me. Pinch me if possible when I say brand.
It's okay.
Yeah,
so
sorry,
what the channels do?
Channels recorded it. That's all I wanted to say. They covered they were the media people.
Yes, and there's the highlight. I would put the highlight.
Yeah, on our social media.
Yes, and then you can watch
all of our social media platforms. You need to go watch. It was an amazing event. It felt like a reunion sort of.
It was a
because
huge party for me.
Jesus!
It was a huge party for me because it was having people around who didn't even have an idea I was a person living with bipolar affective disorder. And these people are bringing my life scenes for they're like, okay, and they're reading the book and like, no,
exactly. You can't even relate. Like placing Tunmise and the book. It's not.
And it was an amazing opportunity to share with the world. That we could begin to have a proper, healthy conversation around mental health questions. We all have these questions, and yes, our resilience levels are different. Very different, and what you can hold, I can hold, definitely very different. But it was a play. I really take me back there where we had the what's it called now? The panel came, when we're planning, and we were like, will people this will not be boring like this? Like, will people be able to engage with? But I'm so glad that we got the conversation out. We started the conversation, and I've had a couple of people come up to me and say, "Oh, because you said this." Or they're embracing questions. They're embracing the fact that yes, it's okay not to be okay sometimes.
Exactly,
and that was the goal.
And it was something worth talking about, especially one living with bipolar. There's so many people living with
different kinds of questions.
Yes, and it's something about talking about it.
Yeah,
because some people would say, you have this kind of thing, and you're still making noise, or you're talking about.
Sorry.
It's like shutting people. Do you get it? It's like shutting people up of what they have, and you do not know you have one thing. You don't even know one thing.
So the thing about it is, this when I've had a couple of people come up to me. I say, why are you telling people that you're going through this? Why are you I'm like, the why is because we want to stop feeding a stigma so that we can get help.
Exactly.
It's well managed. You can manage it well. Sometimes some might not even need medication, and some might just be talk therapy that you need, and getting help, going to neuropsychiatric hospital, Yaba or Arrow is not bad. Just get answers.
Exactly.
Once you get answers, okay, so if you get me talking about it,
but really, it leads us to our question, our topic today. It leads us to our topic today.
I was thinking about in my head, I was like, oh, this leads, because how does it lead to the question of belonging? I'll tell you how. For me, I would define belonging the way Brene Brown. Okay, if you have not read any of Brene Brown's book, please get one. Start with The Power of Vulnerability. Brene Brown is a renowned researcher and the author, of course, like I said, of The Power of Burden. Guess what her research is on? Vulnerability, shame, courage, and empathy. Oh, her books, her latest book. Okay, I don't know her, but never met her. But her latest book, Atlas of the Heart. In every question of each chapter starts, where do you go when you? Where we go when this happens. Just get it.
Yeah, I think I would get. I'm going to get it.
Yeah, as you get living mindfully, please get.
As you are getting that
Atlas.
please,
Atlas.
please get
Atlas of the Heart. Okay, so, and the way we just talked about the book launch, right? I didn't even know I was going to talk about the book launch, but hey, that's why this conversation is here.
Of course.
Belonging, let me see, it's about connection. Okay. It's, before I go to how Brene defines it, for me, belonging somewhere is, you can be a part of a people and not belong with the people.
That's it. That's twisting my brain right
I
now.
know. You see, for me to get to that point, today I got to that point, it's like, oh yeah, because I can be in a choir, and we're not connected. I'm not connected with people there, and we're supposed to be serving together. I can be in a workplace,
I'm not.
and I can't find any kind of connection there. There's no one who is understanding me. There's no one I am understanding. There's no one who I can embrace their authenticity, or if their authenticity even speaks to mine or mine to them. So you can be somewhere, and you're totally lost.
That's true. That is completely true. It's more or less like, okay, so we'll take, for example, we have to take church because that's the only place we know. Right?
No more than church, but go ahead, I understand.
It's the only place
That you know.
that
Go ahead.
Okay, so okay, I'm gonna use church for example, right? And you're in a unit where you want to be accepted, you want to belong.
Go ahead.
Sometimes I feel that we are live.
Go ahead. It's okay.
Okay, so you are in a unit where you have people, you see people that you want to be their friends, you want to be amongst them, but they don't want you in their midst.
Yeah.
And for some good reason. Okay, take for example my transition from being a very slim person to being a plus size, right?
What's plus size?
Wait, if you have seen me, then wait.
Go ahead.
Shebi, wait, Tunmise, now you start this thing now. Let's not talk.
Transition. Oh yeah, go transition. Go ahead.
Oh God,
Cue out. Transition. Go ahead. Yeah. Your transition from.
Wait, let's scratch that part. We're not going to talk about it again. So okay, so initially when I started seeing people, right, I could say I was a size 4.
Okay.
Because I was flat out, right? Very skinny. You know, that was in the beginning of you seeing me now. At least we know that I'm a plus size now. Just take it.
Yes,
that
I agree.
Thank you. Whew, that's very relieving.
You're right. Go ahead.
So in that era of me being a size 4, right, I wanted to be amongst these hippie high people. You know, they looked like the class A of the unit, right?
Okay.
Like you want to be like this set of people, and you want to be amongst them because they seem to have conversations. They know where to go, they know where to hang out and all that. But they look at me and be like, Uche, add some weight now, you know. Even if you don't add weight, wear boxers so that when they wear the clothes, it will fit on your body. You know, when you make such statements, right? It's literally your body shaming somebody.
Yeah.
But I didn't take it as body shaming. I just felt that, I should be doing this type of things so as to be part of these people. So what they said was stuck in my head. So anytime we have to gather together, I would always wear boxers under my dress so that I will look a little bit,
No, belonging is a huge one.
Yes, by the time I do all of that and I come to the circle, you
don't feel yourself.
You still have to, you still have to try to be someone you're not. Then it dawned on me that Uche, for you to literally be accepted, yourself, accept you. Have that inkling that this is who you are. You can't even change yourself. Then sometime in 2018, my body now started changing, and age was now telling on me. That was when I noticed that I had hormonal imbalance. Well, I had to go to the hospital because I didn't understand what was going on, And they now said, that you have male tendencies. As you can see, your upper body is getting bigger and your lower body is smaller and all of that. I said, what does this even mean? And then the doctor said, you actually just need to even get pregnant, Steph. I'm like, what's going on? She said, that's the only way to balance everything. And I said, please, is there a drug that I can get? So that there is a balance and all of that. Anyways, it's just that whole period of whereby I can say it, Abby.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So you can see your period. There are some people that see their period every month. Mine, I can see this month. I will not see it in another 2 years. So, and those 2 years, I kind of like it because I'm not bothered. But really, it was a worry for me. And then, so when I got to the hospital, they gave me drugs and all of that. Then I started adding weight. And I moved from a size 10 to a 16. And then people now started commenting. And they started talking again. And they're like, Uche, what's going on? Were you secretly married? Do you have a child somewhere? And all of that. There was nothing I didn't know here. I think I heard the worst, but I didn't allow it to get to me. But the thing was that I was enjoying my own space. I was enjoying myself. And I accepted myself. So that even those people, all those circles that I wanted to belong to, I started creating other circles that was literally just making people, okay, you can come into this space, you're welcome into this space and all of that. You can be yourself in this space with whatever it is that you're going through. And then I started accepting people for what they had. So I would love to enter an Uber. Sugar.
It's okay.
Sugar. So I would love to enter a cab. Okay.
Go.
Hey, Jesus.
Just go ahead. Enter a cab.
So I would love to enter a cab and have conversations with the drivers. Like I would talk, and and they would share their own views. I've heard drivers talk about why they got into this got into this job. Right? And why they are driving cabs at certain times of the day. Somebody's in the hospital. My mom has kidney failure. Literally, you do not know what people are going through. And here you are trying to belong to a circle that really doesn't accept you because they are looking at your shape. And they feel that your shape is detriment, is like a criteria or a prerequisite for you to be
a person.
You get. And then I just realized that there is more to life than belonging to a set of people that don't even want you. And I think most of the time we sometimes have to look inwards before we project whatever it is that we want.
How did you navigate that time?
It was stressful. It was, I can't say this and this is what I did. But I think at some point I had to sit myself down because I talk to myself. The way I'm talking to you right now, I can literally be outspoken when talking to myself. I say, okay, Uche, Bele, you have done well today. But you see, that thing that you did yesterday, don't do it again. This person, and most of the time I talk to God. Yes, I have to talk to God because really he's the superior being above every other thing. And he's the one that knows us better than we know ourselves. And sometimes he will tell you, okay, stay away from this set of people. And he will say it clearly. And most of the time, if you don't stay away from the people he told you about, the thing that you're looking for, you will see it in front. You will see it. And you'll be like, but why you know even tell me make I no go? But they told you, didn't he tell you yesterday? But you refused to listen and you decided to follow. And now you have to deal with what you're going through right now. Can we go on a short break?
No need.
I want to check the camera now.
Oh my God.
I know.
All right.
Still recording.
Of course it will still be recording. What do you mean?
I'm sorry.
You see?
Those of us that have been using a certain kind of... I will not say it.
Don't say.
Oh, Lord.
All right. God. So we're talking belonging today. And from what you said now, for someone like me, okay, I never truly belonged anywhere. Or felt like I belonged anywhere. Maybe that's the word I should be saying. Because even when I was, what's the word now? Age of 6, 7, I was born in White Garment Church. And they'll tell us to remove shoe. I'll ask why. Cover hair. Oh, why? Don't wear red. That is when Tunmise will wear red. Don't go out at 12 midday. I'm kidding. It's not. I'm not kidding. This was a real thing.
Or you just being rebellious, or you just like the opposite of instructions?
No. If you wanted me to do something, explain to me why I should do it.
Okay.
So, don't go out at 8 p.m. Why? Okay. Don't eat okra. Don't eat okra, for example. I'm not even kidding. These are real things. And then I go to Abakaliki. My parents are in Lagos. That's 12 hours away. When Nigerian good roads were still good, that is still 12 hours away. And we eat okra 3 times in a week in school. Okra and ogbono. And you're telling me I shouldn't? Why? My parents are 12 hours away. There was no phone. Before a letter would get to Lagos, 2 weeks. Go through the postal service and all that. Except I want to send telegram. Who has money for telegram? I was a student. I was what? So yeah, if you told me to do something, you needed to explain to me. And of course, that was seen as rebellion. That was seen as, I still have, respected uncles and aunties and family members who see something and they'll say, "Oh, Tunmise." At this age, it's like, "Oh, that's Tunmise." And a distant cousin of mine did say, it was the days of BBM. She asked for my pin on Facebook. I gave it to her. And there was a way I had written my name, my profile name. And I was like, "Oh, hi, this is..." And so I went to her. I said, "Oh, it's like, oh, you mysteriously the same." And I laughed. So I had never truly... So when we talked the last time, I said, would I people please? I genuinely want people to understand me.
Yeah.
I genuinely want people to understand me. But
they didn't.
I don't think some people do now. So my youngest brother would say, Tunmise, stop trying to understand yourself. No, stop bothering about how you're friends with people try to understand you, because even we came from the same father and mother, we don't understand. Your parents don't understand you before they died. Do you understand yourself? And he told me this, I think, about 3 years ago. I'm like, what you say? But it was true. But it took me to a place where I could sit down and embrace my peculiarity. I could sit down and... Okay, so anybody who knew me prior to that 3 years ago would say Tunmise is confident, Tunmise is this, Tunmise is ever facing, Tunmise. Oh no, that's not what's happening in my head. I didn't even know what I was battling. I just knew that I had overwhelming thoughts. I wanted to write. I had suicidal ideation. I had attempted. I didn't know exactly what was going on. The greatest question for me at the time was, why do people have to constantly ask questions about me? Like, if I did something and I knew that it was right, I knew it was the right thing to do, and that I walked in a place where right and wrong was very blurry, and they began to question. I was like, I literally was punished for being efficient. I was punished. Oh yes, I became redundant and all that. So all of this messed with my head. So for me, when I began to read Brene Brown's books, and he talked about the power of vulnerability, and she explained that being vulnerable does not mean that you're giving all the stories out. It's a strength, and there's a difference between belonging and fitting in.
Yeah. There is a huge, in fact, the way the words are, that's how different it is. Though it sounds alike, but yeah. And that's a huge one, because fitting in is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Because sometimes at the back of your mind, that's where voice is actually coming. Yeah. At the back of your mind, you feel like, are you sure you can? You are supposed to be in this place?
Never be able to fit in anywhere. I still can't.
Why?
Belong. I understand how to belong with people now, because I understand me.
Yes,
I understand. I'm vulnerable to myself. I know where to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
I know how to be vulnerable to each person. And the truth is, you would overshare sometimes, and then you will get a pushback for oversharing. But I have gotten to a place that even when I do overshare and I see that it's offended the person who I thought I was safe with, I do not question myself. I do not judge myself anymore as, why did you do that? I say to myself, you didn't know, and that's fine. You didn't know, and that's fine. You didn't know, and that's fine.
that reminds me of something that happened. Okay, so freshly out of COVID, right? You get to go out and see people. And I haven't seen this dude in a very long time. Like, it felt like, forever. And I was so excited. I'm like, okay, I get to see people. I get to come out of the house. And so I was like, are you at home? He was like, yeah. And so I got to his place and I was talking so much at the point. And he looked at me, he said, Uche, you're talking too much. I was like,
no, babe.
Oh, wow. And the whole tempo of, like, he had this, everything just died. Like, died. Babe, when you say you went from 100 to
zero, minus zero.
That was what happened. Like, I went to -0. And up till today, I know. You can't catch me gisting with him.
Okay, so the thing that gave me strength when I was finding my sense of belonging, and I talked about that a bit in the book, just a bit, is the courage, as Brene put it. So I was reading The Gifts of Imperfections. I also have a chapter. The Gifts of Imperfection. Oh my. Tunmise, you will hurt people. Tunmise, you're going to cause pain. Did I tell myself that I cannot take everybody's pain away when I've hurt them, even after I've apologized? When I could get to the point where I understood and embraced my imperfections, the things that I considered to be imperfection in my own eye. Because somebody else might say, are you okay? But before then, because I had known even as a young child, as a young adult, as a teenager, that I was just, I hate to say the word different, but for the want of a better word right now, different, straight out of school, I didn't like perms. I never liked perms, but I didn't have a choice because but the moment I got to, so my evolution started around the third year in uni, and I just cut my hair off, and I started cornrows, and it was a time I was researching badly into being black, being African, and all the works, the wooding, everything. Everything I had was
had to be.
you had to, and then maybe jeans though. I had jeans, sneakers, and that was how everything I had on, and then I began to come into myself like, Tunmise, you okay? If it was, and it's like you said, because I didn't feel like I was accepted, or I didn't feel like, because it might just be my perception. This is me. This is 2020, yeah?
Yeah.
But because I didn't feel like I was accepted, I was understood. And around that time, Pink released the album Is Understood.
Feels like they were singing about you. She was singing about you.
And the song Family Portrait and the song Don't Let Me Get Me. Oh, Don't Let Me Get Me. I would, da 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 da.
You wish that everybody would.
It's like, oh God. Don't Let Me Get Me gave me power. Like I would sing Don't Let Me Get Me by Pink on the road, all the way from Eko FM to Ikeja on the bridge.
Are you serious?
Yeah, with my Walkman.
You knew every word and every.
So I'm, don't let me get me. I can't, for copyright sake, I can't say it.
Okay.
Yeah. So getting to that point began to, okay. And I began to embrace other people, just like you said. This is a no judgment zone. Come in here and be who you are, and be the best that you can be. Here, where Tunmise is, you are safe. But guess what? I also went to the other extreme. I then began to shed some of myself for others, and that was taken advantage of. Right, so it's a fine balance, really. It's a fine balance, and cultivating compassion and empathy is hard work to do. But when it comes to belonging and fitting in, it's something that you have to embrace.
Yeah, you have to embrace it yourself, and you have to know yourself. Who you are. Know who you are in your own space, and know who you are with people. Know who you are with families, who you are with strangers. I am a complete introvert when I'm in a space whereby I do not know anybody. I will keep quiet. I would just be looking until I see one person I know. Oh, okay. Then it's like,
then no, you can't shut me up.
And if it is somebody that I'm comfortable with, because there are some people literally, even if you know them since Adam, you cannot. There are certain things you can say to certain people, and there are certain things you don't say to certain people. So you just.
So for me, I did not have a filter.
It was.
It was horrible.
Are you serious?
Very compassionate. When I said not have a filter, not like I was rude.
No. I mean, like you can.
I can take on anything.
You just scatter.
And I could take on anything and anyone, and their energies Oh my, I could enter a place. It was so bad. This belonging thing is such. I wish I had Brene here, and you can listen to our podcast too, Unlocking Us. Okay, I didn't know her. I've never spoken with her, but these are the things that have helped me, on my own journey to healing and finding myself and being courageous enough to be the best I could ever be and live mindfully. So you can listen to our podcast too, Unlocking Us, or find that where you're listening to our podcast. I would enter a place, and I swear that all the energies in that place I can feel, negative, positive, and
You could just absorb everything.
I just absorb the whole thing, and then I get home, I'm a total blob. I can't do anything for myself.
Yeah.
I can't do anything for my children. I can't do anything for I can't speak because I've expended all my own energy trying to help the people who, especially when it's negative and I see that it's heavy on someone. I literally used to walk up to people and say, "How are you feeling?" And I would say, my parents thought it was clairvoyant. No, it wasn't. But I think it wasn't. Whatever. And I would walk up to her and I'll say, "Oh," and before you know what's happening, this person's speaking. And I would absorb it. The problem is not them speaking.
Yeah.
It's me absorbing that energy.
Yeah.
So you can imagine someone who lives constantly on the depressive spectrum of bipolar, taking negative energy, and I get home, I'm trying to resolve
The problem that you absorbed. Yeah.
So the power of belonging is
huge.
It's
Okay, so
huge.
I remembered one time, not that I remember. I do this a lot. God.
Yeah.
So if you come to me and you're talking about your problems, right? And you say, "Oh, my children's school shoes are bad, or they don't have school shoes," and I begin to become apprehensive for you.
I know.
And I'm wondering, why am I in that space? Does that happen to you?
I just told you.
That one is a stranger. This one is family, like friends. Like somebody is telling you something, and maybe with the what's that grammar? With the efficacy at which they are sending you the messages, or you are reading it, or maybe I'm reading it in a hurry. That's how I'm literally feeling. Like, oh, okay, I'm taking it all in, right? And I'm at the end of the day, I ask myself, who sent you? Do you get you? Because you're trying to resolve this person's problem, but really, is it?
Are you
I want
Jesus?
to ask. I'm just. Well, are you Jesus? But I just want to find out if really it's important for you to resolve that person's problem at that point in time.
It's not. It's something that you saw something was happening earlier on when I kept saying, because this person is someone I normally would not say no to. Okay, nothing even before they finish speaking. How that said yes, but I said no today, and I felt
Good. That no part is
not because
it's
not
a
because,
topic on its own.
Because normally,
Yeah.
and my mother worried about this before she died, because I so wanted to belong to a place. I so wanted to belong to a sort of people. There was, my mother would say, "Ask Tunmise for her eyes," and she'll drop them. I still do that.
You drop your eyes like this.
I still do that, I still do that because I think it's me. However, there's a lot of, wisdom behind it now. There's a lot of wisdom. There's a lot of wisdom behind it. And there's a Yoruba adage, that my mother, I would say it.
Yoruba.
I don't know. So my mother used to tell me when she really got upset, she's like, "You are pregnant and you went to give what you used to give birth to somebody."
Aye, so you really have to.
And I would say to her jokingly, well, I can have CS. And then she was like, and then she's like, but like I said, the power to want to belong to a certain people, and I think those are the things that feed all the arguments and all the debates that we have on gender, on race, and people and all that, because we really belong. Just because belonging is the reason. It's the reason why we are on Earth, isn't it?
Yeah,
not fitting it.
It's belonging.
Belonging.
It's just that whole sense of acceptance.
I'm going to speak heresy now.
Okay, I'm going to continue.
All pastors, imams, and everybody, forgive me. So, belonging was what happened at Babel. They were so in tandem that they would do anything. And what the scripture say, God said, the way these people are speaking together like this, they will reach me, they will do it. And he scattered that. What? Heresy, as I said. I understand that you are struggling with it.
No, I wanted to say something. I mean, like, that's people that is
Babel.
Are you sure they are not in Africa or somewhere in Africa?
I don't know. But you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I do. I completely do.
Powerful the power of belonging, because when you belong to a certain set of people and all of you are working on the same frequency, does not mean that you are the same. Does not. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But it does not mean that you're totally the same, but you are on the same page.
Exactly.
With your differences. And you're safe.
And that's all that matters. Oh, Jesus Christ. That is, that is the best thing that can ever happen to you. And while you were talking, I was thinking about, we spoke about, what was that last? Oh, it just disappeared again. Hey,
how old are you again?
I feel like I'm 30. I feel like I'm 82 most times. Okay. So we sometimes say yes a lot when we really, really
want to say no, or maybe
yes. And saying no most of the time could literally just save our lives.
Yeah, because
we want to belong, and so we say yes to everything. We want Mike, don't shake. Don't shake. We're sorry. I'm sorry, baby. Oh my Mike.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so we want to be part of this circle. We want to be part of this group. And we would say yes to anything so as to the detriment of our health. Because we feel that if it's in the belonging that we now fit in. After you have become part of it, then you now feel like, oh, okay, but you still do not. It's not the space whereby you can literally jump up. Like right now, there are some places where I can go to which I know the way I've been jumping up since I came. I will not jump up because what's wrong with this one? She does not know that she's not supposed to be doing that kind of thing. But there are some spaces where it's a thing of your personality and your character. So who you are is different from your personality, is different from your character. So my character could be a good character, but my personality can be something that you don't.
Right. Okay, so we're hoping for 30 minutes. It's already at 45. But
how do we do these things really? How?
I'm not even kidding. Anyways, so here's the thing. How does belonging and the questioning and sitting with living mindfully?
It's a conscious effort to.
Yes, it's even simple, because if you are in a place that you don't feel the best of you, how can you give the best of you? All right. And let me just round this off before I let you say your final words in this. Brene's research, like I said, she's basically a vulnerability, shame, courage, and empathy researcher. And the key point of belonging, again, I can't go through the whole work. Come on, this lady has been researching since 1980s, right? 1980s, yeah. Right, 1990s, I'm not sure. So there's Dare to Lead, there's Gift of Imperfection, there's Gift of Imperfect Parenting. Yes. Yeah. So there's a couple of books. So just Google Brene Brown and enjoy. So here are the key points that I've been able to put down that might help us. Belonging is not about belonging is about connection. As I said earlier, it's not about fitting in or conforming to a group's expectation. It is about forming authentic connections with others where you can be your true self, flaws and all. Yeah. It's about being seen. It's about being heard. It's about being valued by yourself and others. Of course, vulnerability is essential. To truly connect with others, you must be willing to show how authentic you are to others. Take a deep breath. This is going to hit. Even if it means risking rejection and criticism. Your vulnerability will allow you to forge deeper and more meaningful connections. Of course, we've talked so much about belonging versus fitting in, but let me just give you what Brown says about it. It is fitting is about changing who you are or suppressing your true self to be accepted by a group, while belonging means being embraced for who you are with all your uniqueness and individuality. Of course, the courage to be perfect. You have to cultivate empathy and compassion. And again, we go back to self-compassion. Yes, have compassion for others. Don't be like me that, yes, it's 90% others in what? 10, no, it's not even 10% me, maybe 5% me and 5% I don't know where it goes or where it was going, right? In addition to that, be kind to yourself. Treat yourself with the same understanding and forgiveness you offer to others. I'll say that again. Treat yourself with the same understanding and forgiveness that you offer to others. Sorry, I know you need to sorry, but it's possible for you to give everything and not give nothing to yourself. But please, okay, that's going to be what I'm going to say over belonging. Be kind to yourself. Treat yourself with the same understanding and forgiveness you offer to others. It is crucial in building a sense of belonging within yourself.
True.
So that you can belong to a group.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And I would say that you should tell yourself the truth. Tell yourself the truth all the time.
All the time.
Value yourself. Because there's only one you. And on this journey of life that you're going on, be kind to yourself. Again. I mean, that's just the best thing that you can do. On this journey of life that you are going, that you do not even know, love yourself. That's all I have to say.
And I'm going to end it with what I say every time. Love yourself. Love your neighbor. Love your country. Above all of this, love God. He is the essence of your being. Remember to support the show. Listen. Share. Would appreciate it if you share with others, and rate also, especially if you're on Apple Podcast and Spotify. Rate, and let's see how we can get this message to everyone or to more people. Not everyone. I can't. How many people are on it? To more people.
To more people.
Let's be realistic. Thank you very much, Uche.
Thank you
for letting me steal you. Until next time, please be good to you.